Hey everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are going to start a weekend reading vlog. I haven't vlogged, but those are typically my favorite videos to watch. I really like just seeing what other people do in their regular lives, and I like lifestyle type stuff. This will still mainly be reading just because, truthfully, I don't want to say that I'm boring, but I don't really get into a lot besides working, reading, and doing my YouTube stuff. Also, the back of my car looks so messy right now. I've had stuff in my trunk to take to Goodwill for forever, for weeks, and I drove up to Goodwill, but someone was unloading an entire moving truck of stuff, so I've just been carrying junk around with me. But today's Saturday. It's 9:30. I've just been sitting around getting ready. I've been planning some videos, but now I need to go pick up some coffee from my favorite coffee place for the week and get some groceries. But I'm going to run those errands, and then I have 3 videos I want to film. It's Saturday. I need to do some filming. I'm off on the weekends now. I've had some life changes. I switched jobs. So I graduated school and I was working 2 part-time jobs, a part-time and a PRN job. And I just started a full-time job at the end of January. So that's been super nice. Just having regular, Monday through Friday, for the most part, hours. I work in healthcare, and weekends just kind of come with the territory, which is fine now that I just have one job, because when you have 2 jobs, you can basically work every day. No one's giving you overtime. You can basically work every day. And there was one time where I worked 20 out of 21 days. I think I worked 14 days, had a day off, and then worked 6 days after that. Wild. I don't know why I was doing that. Honestly, I was kind of thriving. It's just good for me to have something to do every day. That's why I like this YouTube side thing. I just like having things to work on and projects and things like that. Anyway, I'm running some errands. I'm filming some videos. I am hanging out with some friends tonight, and I really want to read. So the books that I'm reading right now are not with me in my car. Maybe I should have waited to do this later. But I'm reading the first Crescent City book by Sarah J. Maas, House of Earth and Blood. I got to almost 450 pages last night. I've been reading it for a little bit, and it's a thick book, and I'm reading it physically. And if you are not new here, you know I don't read a lot of physical paper books. But with my fantasies, with my big fantasies, reading them in the paper form is it's really good because you can flip back. I mean, I know you can flip back in ebooks and things like that, but we're making our way through House of Earth and Blood. It is an urban fantasy, and so people call this fantasy romance, but I don't want people to sleep on Sarah J. Maas's world building. Her ACOTAR series is a lot more fantasy romance, but this has mystery, and I just love in fantasy books how they have such a rich history, and it's a lot of things from their past have led to how things are in the present, and then our main characters have to change that for the better of the world. You know, a fantasy setup. But this is urban fantasy, so they have technology, but also magic and things like that. So it is really, really cool. I just kind of assume that people who watch bookish videos know about Sarah J. Maas books. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm reading that physically. I think it's a little lofty for me to dream about finishing that this weekend. I would really like to get it done before Monday, which is the last day of February, so I can include it in my February wrap up. I haven't read too many books this month. When I say that, I think I've read 10 maybe, but I've been getting more around 15 books read a month. But I've read some thick books. So I'm reading that, and then the audiobook I'm listening to is really something. It's an Eloisa James historical romance. It's called Potent Pleasures. I'm totally blanking on the name. Pretty sure it's called Potent Pleasures. It's the first book in her Pleasures series. I'm listening to the audio of it. It's in the Audible Plus catalog, and it was written in 2000. And our hero is not my favorite right now. He's actually maybe my least favorite historical romance hero I've read from. So the premise of it is our love interests had a run-in when they were younger. Like, I think the girl was 17 or 18. She was probably 18. And the guy was in his, like, mid to later 20s. But they had a run-in at a masquerade ball, and he took her virginity. Just, like, very scandalously, but also, like, consensually. But they literally, like, didn't say words to each other at this ball. They just, like, looked at each other and started making out, and then she lost her virginity. And that messed with her, because she was like, oh no, this is the only thing that gives value to me as a woman in English society in the late 1800s. Or maybe it's early 1800s here. I don't know, in the 19th century. So that's, like, not my favorite thing to focus on. But then she really kind of, like, finds some independence and individuality in it, because she's like, well, I can't marry anyone now because they'll know I'm not a virgin. So she just does her own thing. She really likes to paint, and she's really good at it. So she basically works, even though she's a duke's daughter. I think she's a duke's daughter. She's a lady. But she, like, works really hard every day with her painting. And something else I really like in here is the fashion they talk about. So she's really, like, a cutting edge fashion piece in their society. So, like, she's basically okay with becoming a spinster, even though everyone wants to marry her, because she's just so, like, alluring and engaging. And that comes from the fact that she doesn't want to find anyone. She's just, like, being who she wants to be. And she has a good friend group that she can do that with. So she and the guy never knew each other. They didn't know each other's names. So he has run off, and he has gotten married, and now he's widowed, and he has, like, a 1-year-old, a 1 or 2-year-old. They say 1-year-old, but this child can do a lot more things than a 1-year-old should be able to do. So I'm going to say that this man just has no idea how old this child is. He's clueless. He tries to be a good dad, though. So, like, this kid has some trauma, because, like, her mom, I think, had lots of different partners. She's the guy's daughter, but they actually had an annulment. Their marriage got annulled on grounds of impotency. He just wanted to, like, get out of the marriage. I don't know. It's very dramatic. This book is very dramatic, and these two love interests, our hero and our heroine, they really like to use other people to make the other one jealous, and I haven't loved that about it. Anyway, I'm, like, halfway through this close to 500 page, I think, historical. So they've gotten married, and she knows who he is. She knows that he is the guy who fooled around with her in this garden years ago. And he does not know who she is, even though she has tried to tell him who she is, but he, like, doesn't believe her. He just, like, can't believe that the woman he took liberties with in this garden years ago is a lady. Like, he just thought she was, like, a prostitute, basically. Which, that doesn't even make sense, because she, like, didn't charge him or anything. Anyway, they had their wedding night, and they had a good time, or whatever. But then, our guy, she says something. She's, like, dreamily drifting off to sleep, and she's like, it was even better than the first time, talking about him. And he's, like, entering this rage because he really wanted a virgin bride, because his first wife, who's now dead, was not, and he felt so duped and tricked, and now he is in a rage, is calling her horrible names, is like, I can't believe you would do this to me. Why are you not a virgin? I knew you enjoyed that too much. You are a slut. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So this is our hero, and I hate him. I mean, hopefully he, like, really grovels. He really needs to do some grade A groveling, because he's terrible right now. And this is a really long audiobook. It's like 13 or 14 hours. And I just keep speeding it up a little bit more. I'm at like 2.6 or 2.7 right now. But I like the society aspect of this more than the romance, which is saying something for a romance novel. But yeah, this is just, like, intense. It is very, you know, it was probably 1999 when she was writing this. Not that, like, the time that something was written can excuse things, or, like, but I guess this is just very traditional. Like, there are some historicals now that are so modern, like Tessa Dare's Girl Meets Duke series. That is so forward thinking and so modern, and I really like that series. And I feel like what makes historical romance fiction so special is that you can twist it and make it not so, I don't want to say backwards, so old-fashioned that it's just like not relatable or enjoyable. But yeah, this book is really something, and I've been talking about it for too long. I feel like most people who watch my videos probably don't care that much about the historical romances that I read, but I have a great time with them. But I will definitely finish that this weekend. I have got to get that finished this weekend, and I mean, hopefully Crescent City, but we'll see. So I am sitting down about to film some videos. Have not read anything today, but I got some cute earrings from my favorite clay earring maker. Her name is Corey Brangers. I'll link her Instagram below, and her shop is called Shop Sunblind, and she always has the cutest earrings, and she's just so nice. If the camera's shaking, it's because my cat is like walking around here. But I got these. I thought they were super cute because I've been reading Crescent City, and they have little crescents on them. And then I don't know if you can tell, but they have like astrological indentations in them. They're super cute. And then I got these. They're from her, she had a neutrals collection that come out, and they're this pretty sand color, and they have little rainbow indentions on them. So cute. And then she also had this adorable Valentine's collection, and these are little threaders with little baby hearts on them. And then she sent me a little ring. She had a post, and she was like, if you're a fellow Pisces, let me know and I'll send you a little something. She sent me this little cute stone ring. So cute. I just wanted to check in, show you that. I'm about to film some videos, even though this afternoon lighting is like my least favorite to film in, and now I'm thinking I'll film at least one. I'll film at least one video, but like I hate how this light comes in so harshly right here. I don't know, I guess it looks okay. We'll see. But yeah, that's just like my little update for you. I'm obsessed with those earrings, and I just wanted to share that because I'm excited about it. To wrap up this super random vlog. So I am wrapping this up a little bit past when I filmed it. I read in this vlog Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, and a historical romance, Potent Pleasures by Eloisa James. Crescent City was so good. It is now my favorite first book in a Sarah J. Maas series. I thought the world was so cool and unique, and I loved Bryce as the main character, and Hunt was just so good and dark and broody, yet also like surprisingly lighthearted at times. I loved how thick this book was. This is also, you know, it's probably the thickest first Sarah J. Maas book because Throne of Glass is pretty normal sized, and then I'm pretty sure Akatar is normal sized also. But she started out Crescent City with a 700 plus page banger, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I thought the ending of it was so intense and fun. The vacuum scene, like, let me know. Comment down below a trash can emoji. Let's do the trash can emoji down below if you've made it this far. Like I said, this vlog has been super random. I don't think I even updated you on the second day, and I just like filmed random clips. We will just throw something together and see if it works. And if it works, it does. And if it flops, then it's a flop and it's fine. But that Eloisa James book, Potent Pleasures, was not my favorite historical romance. It's a bit dated, and sometimes you can tell a book is dated and sometimes you can't, and it's fine, and it's just an enjoyable read. This one was written in 2000, which at this point is like 22 years ago, and our hero was just really toxic. I felt he gaslighted our heroine a lot, and he like never trusted her, and whenever she would try to defend herself, he was just like, shut up, stop talking. I was like, girl, why do you even like this guy? And she was such a cool female character. Like, she was very individualistic. Like, she had kind of decided that she didn't want to marry anyone. She had a really heavy interest in art and was doing really well with it. And she was just doing things she enjoyed in society while still being part of that, like, not royalty, but just like, you know, she's like a duke's daughter. So she's a lady. She's a lady in society, and she was just doing fun, like, society things. So I really liked her. But then she met this guy, and honestly, I think he kind of ruined her life. I mean, they're all happy at the end, but the trauma he inflicted on her was just too much for me. That being said, I'm interested in the second book in this series, which follows one of her friends from the first book. It's called Midnight Pleasures, I think. Some kind of pleasures. I think this series is called the Pleasures series. But that was my first Eloisa James, and I hear very hit or miss things about her, so hopefully the next book I read from her is a hit. But anyway, comment that trash can emoji down below. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping to see a lot of those. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.